We're going to go for best line of the debate here.
Just this weekend, you said Senator Cruz is not qualified to be president because he doesn't have the right temperament and acted like a maniac when he arrived in the Senate. But last month, you said you were open to naming Senator Cruz as your running mate.
I did.
So why would you be willing to put somebody who's a maniac one heartbeat away from the presidency?
But I've gotten to know him over the last 3 or 4 days. He has a wonderful temperament. He's just fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Senator Cruz. Senator Cruz, you have not been willing to attack Mr. Trump in public, but you did question his judgment.
So I think even though it was, as Ben said in the live coverage, a glancing blow, he just kind of said it into the mic.
Well, I'll be curious. I'll be curious what you say tomorrow when you watch it again, and when I watch it again too. Maybe it was a bigger deal.
Did you think that he was trying? I thought Trump was trying to just go for a quick laugh.
A quick laugh. That's what I thought.
And so he better not, like he was goofing. But he did stand over him, like when he was answering, like you fucking, I'm not goofing.
Well, that means
now.
more. That meant more to me. The condescending pat, I think, touches on your point more. But I want to see that clip again and determine how well that.
I think we were primed to hear that and to pay attention to it, and I think that the way that it was delivered means that fewer people are going to hear it than otherwise.
That's right. That's true too.
Let's take a look at the video here.
Just this weekend, you said Senator Cruz is not qualified to be president because he doesn't have the right temperament and acted like a maniac when he arrived in the Senate. But last month, you said you were open to naming Senator Cruz as your running mate.
I did.
So why would you be willing to put somebody who's a maniac one heartbeat away from the presidency?
But I've gotten to know him over the last 3 or 4 days. He has a wonderful temperament. He's just fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Senator Cruz. Senator Cruz, you have not been willing to attack Mr. Trump in public, but you did question his judgment.
See, he was joking.
He was joking.
Yeah, I hear you that he was joking. I know he was joking, but it worked. And
it did work.
And the other part of the line that I liked was that Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, all these guys attack him, Trump, for attacking Cruz in public. And Trump just adjusted. See, that's the interesting part of his candidacy. That's why you don't dismiss him. That's why, even though I think Cruz is more likely to win now, I'm definitely not counting out Trump. Because he's like, oh, that was a bad strategy. You know what I'll do? I'll change it. Who cares, right? Over the last 3-4 days, I got to know his temperament better. His temperament's fine.
Yeah. That is an awful answer to that concern.
No, glancing blow. That's it. He just did this.
He said that this guy, for years now in the Senate, has been a maniac. I'm going to make him vice president. Oh, in the past 2 days I learned that's
John,
a terrible response.
On the facts, of course you're right. The question is, how does it play with the base?
Yeah.
And the base was like, Trump's a good guy. I knew he was a good guy.
He doesn't behave.
They're not paying attention to those details.
The most important thing in this may end up being if Trump doesn't, if what most people still think will happen to Trump at some point happens, which is just he leaves for some reason, right? At some point, and he doesn't get the nomination. He still will have taught an enormously, perhaps valuable lesson to candidates in both parties for some time to come about how to behave. I mean, because politically, he just deflected stuff by literally deflecting it, not by having talk about how to deflect it, just by going, no. One of my best friends, Eric Smolson, he was literally in high school. This is like a John Kasich story.
I was just thinking that.
But in high school, he had like 2 or 3. We didn't call them demerits, and so he was always. And if any of our group of friends were in trouble, the guy in charge of discipline at school would just go to Eric because he knew Eric had to give it up because otherwise Eric would be caught in the lie, right? Like, hey, you're going to get suspended for 2 weeks if I catch you lying. So he'd like corner Eric and he'd be like, did those guys cut class? And Eric would just say, I haven't seen him. I don't know him. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't see anything. I don't hear anything. I don't know. And it was so dumb, right? But then he'd be like, and he'd move on, right?
What can you do?
Trump's strategy is just like that. He's like, no, just like Cenk said, like, I heard you. You don't want me to criticize Ted Cruz? Okay, I don't. He's great. He's great. He's my best friend.
Yeah,
you know,
he's going to make a wonderful number 2.
As opposed to he doesn't explain it away. He doesn't even try to explain it away.
Right.
He literally gave an answer to Dana Bash. He gave a 4-second answer. Who gives a 4-second answer?
Yeah.
Although
other than Ben Carson, because he has no idea.
He falls asleep. This is yet another example of Trump. Everybody says Trump's this tough guy. Like That was him criticizing someone, and when called on it, he was like, "Oh no, I totally changed my mind. I'm not gonna say he's a maniac."
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's not standing up for the things that he has said. He talks big, and then when he's questioned on it, he's like, "Oh no, I don't mean it at all."
Yeah, but it's good strategy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think another line that was good, it's irrelevant because it was Rand Paul to Chris Christie, but the line of if you want World War III, then I think you've got your candidate.
Yeah, I think that was.
He could have
a great
thrown
line
that.
too. All of a sudden, there was a new leader in the all-important race for 7th after that.
But he could have thrown that line against almost anybody. I mean, Christie with his "I'll shoot down Russian jets" made it easy. But
that line was like hitting a 3-point shot to win a first-round game in the NIT.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Or no, hitting
College
like
basketball reference for
The
you.
NIT, Ben.
Last second hits a half-court shot. They still lose by 35.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
National Invitational Tournament.
It's a less important tournament, see?
Overtaken by the NCAA.
That's right, Jimmy.
If the U.S. imposed a no-fly zone over Syria and a Russian plane invaded that no-fly zone, would you be prepared to shoot down that Russian plane and risk war with Russia?
Not only are we prepared to do it, I would do it. A no-fly zone means a no-fly zone. Wolf, that's what it means. See, maybe because I'm from New Jersey, I just have this kind of plain language hang up. But I would make very clear, I would not talk to Vladimir Putin. In fact, I would talk to Vladimir Putin a lot. And I'd say to him, listen, Mr. President, there's a no-fly zone in Syria. You fly in, it applies to you. And yes, we would shoot down the planes of Russian pilots if, in fact, they were stupid enough to think that this president was the same feckless weakling that the president we have in the Oval Office is right now.
Well, I think if you're in favor of World War III, you have your candidate. You know, here's the thing. My goodness, what we want in a leader is someone with judgment, not someone who is so reckless as to stand on the stage and say, yes, I'm jumping up and down. I'm going to shoot down Russian planes. I mean, I think when we think about the judgment of someone who might want World War III, we might think about someone who might shut down a bridge because they don't like their friends. They don't want to, they want to get a Democrat.
I didn't hear him say that the first time.
Yeah, we were talking. We were
That's a good line.
It's fine, but Republicans don't like it because they want to defend Chris Christie. But I will tell
Also,
you this.
again, it's the battle for 8th.
For 8th.
Yeah, no, that's so. I was going to say, I feel like I'm back. I'm a kid. I'm watching the Battle Royale in wrestling, and these two just grabbed each other and both went over the rope.